Okay, so what we're going to do now is some of the sensitivity training. We're going to do a little hoo-bud. Now, there's several ways to do this hoo-bud, and the way I like it is the way where somebody might get hurt. So a lot of people do hoo-bud out here. Well, here, just start like this. We're gonna do this one where the guy punches, and so if you're punching with that, just do a punch with the right hand. Okay? So again, punch with the right hand. So I come here and I block, and now I put this down here. And now I'm ready to throw mine. So he blocks. But you'll notice, go ahead and throw your punch now. Okay, he wouldn't even hit me in the head. This is patty cake. When you're playing it like this is patty cake. Don't play patty cake, okay? What you want to do is you want to get this stuff warmed up to where you're taking a real shot to smash your buddy's head in, okay? That's what you want to make him defend. Don't just play patty cake out here. Come in here to where when you throw this, he's got to block it or it's going to hit him in the head. Okay, now let's talk about this particular hoo-bud, which I really like. The reason I really like this, we're just going to do it slow. We're going to throw your punch. There's a trap. Okay, there's one trap. Okay, now come and throw it again. There's another trap. Two traps. Go ahead, throw it again. So, boom, there's another trap. And this trap is the one that I really want to talk about because this is the trap that we're actually going to finish with. Don't push this thing over here on his wrist. Come over here at the elbow and pin it on his body. Just momentarily pin so that he can get back in action because you're about to throw your punch and he's got to get back in action. Now the other thing is, where do the hands go afterwards? Get the hands up here by your head. Wow, is that a good place for that hand right there? Sure it is, that's where we want it anyways, right? While we're doing our knife sparring, what happens? This hand comes up here. This is where you want these hands to check up. Have this other hand check up over here too, just in case it gets cut, it can't hold a knife, you're used to holding it up here too. So we want these things to check up in the right spot each time. And we also want everything, think about a trap. Don't think about the parry. Think about where's the trap. Where's the trap? Wow, I got a trap on the first one. Wow, I got a trap on the second one. Wow, I got a trap on the third one. And make sure that third one, that you're driving that hand down. Down here. This is where you want that trap, especially for knife fighting. This is where you want that trap, okay? I don't want it over here because it's too easy for him to cause me more grief. He can bring this up, he can bring this down. But when I pin this here, it's going to be a little harder for him to bring it up and down. He's got to travel a little further out of the way. And of course now I've got this hand, unless I'm going by. Or he's got to come way up here to get up here. And of course by this time, I've moved by him. You know, one side or the other, I've moved by him. So when you trap that, make sure you're pushing forward. And guess what again? The hand misses, boom, now it's a strike, okay? So you're working a strike in there too. So try to get as much as you can out of your hoo-bud rather than just playing patty cake out here. Okay, try to make it real. So we're going to work on this a little bit. Scott's kind of new at it, and then we'll show you when we get going a little faster, where you can see where the strike is really coming in, where you can see that final trap coming in. So we're just going to work on that, and basically, again, throw the first punch. It's just 1, 2, 3, and here I come. 1, 2, 3. There you go. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. 2, 3. So you can see this hand is posted up here already, right? It's not the other one that I'm going to pose. This is the other one I'm going to pose. But once I throw my punch, this one comes back up here. There you go. And now if he hits, he's going to hit me in the face. He's going to hit me in the face. Make sure you're at those kind of ranges. That's more realistic. Now, in general, in a fight, once I see his hand up here, what's coming? Well, a punch is probably coming. Why don't I just cone in on it and take it before he hits me? You know, I want to get this side anyways. That's what we're really going to do, okay? So I'll see a lot of guys, Danny Insano, doing this stuff. I'll see who else does it. Michael Janich does it a lot. That's where I got this particular hoo-bud from. But when they're doing it, they're doing the patty cake out here. Now they make everything look nice, and it might work for them in real life, in a real fight. I don't really know how many real fights Danny Insano and Michael Janich get into. When I was in the Marine Corps, I know I used to get in a lot of real fights. And again, maybe somebody slipped away from them as they've trained over the years. I don't mean to be offensive or to be hypercritical of them. I'm just trying to, again, make it real, bring it realistic, okay? Make it look like it's a real fight when you're doing this stuff. Have a real fight when you're doing this stuff. When you're throwing it, you throw that punch, try to hit your buddy in the head every single time. Once you get the hang of it, try to hit your buddy in the head. You are not doing him any favors by not trying to hit him in the head. Now people say, I hear it a lot, you know, Well, you don't want to get hurt during training. Well, if you're not training for a real fight during training, you're not training for a real fight. You're training for patty cake. Make it as real a fight as you can while you're doing it. That's been a theme throughout this course, is make it look real. If it doesn't look real, if somebody can't really get hurt, you're training for something else. I'm sorry, you're training for something else. It's not a real fight. Okay, so we'll work on this a little more, and then we'll show you some stuff when Scotty really gets the hang of it. Now, whatever your fighting stance is, you want to be in your fighting stance while you're doing this. So I don't know if you can see our feet, but I'm in my fighting stance, and that's what you want to be in, is in your fighting stance. Now, another thing is breathing. How should you be breathing? You should start trying to build a fighting breathing comfort zone for you. So what you want to do is you want to blow out as you throw your strike, and then breathe in while you're doing your blocking, because that's pretty much a natural reaction. Something comes at you, go like that, right? So get that breath in there. Blow out when you hit, because you yell when you hit, right? So we're gonna be. Whoops. And Scotty got a little tired there. He gets a little tired after a little while. He's got some asthma issues too. I'm gonna give him that, and he's got a cold, so we'll give him a couple excuses today. But anyways, those are things you want to think about. You want to be in your fighting stance. You want to breathe out as you throw the strike. So. Like that there, and get that flow going. Left side. Almost makes it hard to get that burst to the chin. All right, so there you get the hang of that, what we got going here. And again, we're gonna work until we've done 1,000. Okay, this next drill we're gonna do is kind of it's a pairing drill more than anything else, but one of the things I really like about this pairing drill is you can bring a real fight element into it by changing the drill on your buddy without telling him. And the way we change it is we just, instead of throwing one punch and then blocking, we throw 2 punches in a row. And it kind of sets your buddy up like, oh no, what's happening? I mean, your punch coming through will almost cause an intersection here, but you can still get on that block, and then you kind of try to figure out where you're at, and then eventually you get back onto a punching thing. But again, that's more that's more elements of a real fight, where you don't know exactly what this guy is going to do. So now you can bring this, what's that word? It's an I word. Impromptu. Oh. Yeah, you can bring like a impromptu moment into this thing, which is like a fight. A fight is impromptu. You don't know where this guy's going. You don't know what's going to happen. So now you get a chance to throw something in there that your buddy isn't going to know when it's going to happen. So now he has to react to it. And again, you want to be where if your buddy messes up, you're going to punch him in the head a little bit. If you want, you can wear a mouth guard, something like that. But again, we want to be close enough to where these punches would hit if you don't block. And again, you're going to be on your toes now. You're going to be more like the mentality of a real fight. Like, when's he going to come with this double punch? I don't know. So we're going to do a couple real slow. And again, another good thing about this drill is it really teaches you to start using your core to help you throw your punches, because you're twisting a lot. So the big thing is when you block, don't stick the hand out to block. What we're going to do with this drill is we're just going to turn and we're going to parry this thing off. And the nice thing, we get 2 benefits from that when we learn this skill. We parry and we just loaded up our punch. So now, boom, we can come with a punch. So we get like a 2-for-1 with that thing. That's basically what we're going to do. Just throw some rights and block each other's rights, and then at any moment, somebody can go with a double punch, and then we'll be blocking the left punch. So it's kind of a nice drill. So throw it right. So see, he switched it up on me there. I was able to keep that punch from hitting me. So you see, all of a sudden you get into this thing where you're just swiping, where's the punch coming, which punch is coming, and then all of a sudden you get back on your attack. That's going to be more like a real fight. You're standing there, all of a sudden some guy throws a punch, he comes at you, you got to block a couple of them, and then all of a sudden, when you get comfortable again, boom, you come back with your attack. So, you know, that's much more like a real fight. So we're going to do this drill for a little while here. And from there, those are really the only two drills I'm going to work on. The first one, again, we worked on with the Who Bud. We had all these different trap potentials going on. And now what we're going to do, now with this drill, you know, we're bringing a little bit of improvisation or impromptu type attack type thing. And again, we're getting some good skills here where we're avoiding overextending. We're avoiding just using that arm to block this stuff off, and we're making it more with the body. Of course, a lot of times we're coming to the side with that knife anyways, and now all of a sudden we're twisting this way, and now we have to make a block with the knife somewhere along that line. So the drill all integrates into all that basic movement that we use, and it really gets the hands into a more, what I would say, you know, ready to react to anything that comes at you. Then from here, we're going to do just a very simple Chai Sao type drill. It's not Chai Sao. Again, you know, all this stuff is good, and yeah, I would like to go through, you know, 100 different drills with Scott here, and just, you know, keep working on stuff, and then go do some Chai Sao, you know, with at a more advanced level. But I mean, Wing Chun is a complete art. You know, you can spend the better part of a lifetime studying this style to master this style. And my point is that, you know, you spend all that time, and when are you going to be ready to fight? You know, at what point are you going to be ready to fight a real fight? Well, that's the whole thing. You know, I don't want to teach you a system that's going to take you, you know, the better part of at least 5 years to get you to where you're really ready to go out there and fight. You know, no, I'm trying to give you a skill set where, boom, you're going to be ready to fight at the end of 10 lessons, and probably well before then you're going to be ready to fight. I mean, Scotty and me did a couple drills where, you know, we started free sparring. I didn't show a lot of stuff, but we went in the videos. I'm not going to be showing it, but we did go into some free sparring right away, and real quick he figured out, I mean, just, it was subconscious at that point that, you know, this was the move. I mean, he was kind of like trolling me almost, because he started using the correct defense instead of the wrong defense. This is when we were like doing the feinting. I was trying to come at him with feints, and he's not just going for my knife or for my feint anymore. He's actually, because the speed is ramped up, he's coming off the side and he's tearing me a new butt. But the reason he's tearing me a new butt is because I'm doing a drill and he's not doing the drill. He's defending me in the best way possible, and he was just slashing me up pretty good. And then you know, then I started free sparring, and then, you know, turned the tables on him a little bit. But the point is that he's got a skill right now that's ready to go. I mean, if a dude really came at him with a knife right now, I pity the fool, you know, to steal from Mr. T. But I mean, I would pity the fool that, you know, put Scotty in a situation where his back's against the wall and he now has to have a knife fight with this guy. This guy's going to be in trouble. He's a tall guy, he's got long limbs, and he knows what to do to get up the center line and how to defend himself in those situations. And, you know, how to counterattack after he finishes, you know, defanging that snake. So, I mean, this took not too long, what, a couple months? And we've been at this a couple months, and, you know, Scotty's ready to have a real knife fight. Now, by the time he gets to the end of the course, you know, there I can really say I pity the fool. You know, like I say, I do it to people all the time. I just say, you know, I won't have a knife, and I'll tell them, you know, pretend you have a knife and attack me. You know, I don't tell them, you know, oh, you have to come on this angle. I don't care what style they study. I don't care what they do. Come at me. I've got game for you. You know, and you're gonna take a little pop in the face if I feel like giving it to you, because there's not much you can do. And again, it's because this whole style comes together at the end, and it comes together after, you know, a couple months of training. You know, maybe we basically train about, what, once a week. We've been ramping it up now to twice a week, but I mean, we've been at it for like 3 months, let's say, just going once a week. And, you know, he's got some skills right now. By the end of it, you know, he's going to have a lot of skills. And again, it's only going to take a matter of months, not years, you know, to master this stuff. And basically that's all I got. So we're going to work on some of this stuff, and then we'll show you some of the real simple Chai Sao type beginning type drill that we're going to. Now, while you're doing your Who Bud, there's a way you can again bring a can't think of the word that I really want, but an impromptu moment to make it more like a real fight. So I'm going to show you how to switch from one side to the other side during the fight, and you and your buddy can do this at any time and try to switch stuff up on him and try to force him through. Now this is kind of an advanced drill, and Scott's probably not going to be real good at it because he's never done it. So I'm going to show him how to do that real quick. We'll go slow, and that'll make it easier to get back into the fight. But now again, you can be doing hoo-bud, and you know, it kind of gets boring once you get the whole patty cake thing down. But now you can turn that into an improvised moment by all of a sudden changing the attack. So we'll show you how to do that. Oh, and when you change the attack, all you're really doing is you're changing from one side to the other. Now there are other little tricks that you can formulate on how to make one flow to the other, and we may work on some of this stuff more as we're going on. But I'm kind of happy with what Scott's picked up off the drills already. And then we're going to just do a little one-touch, what I call one-touch chai sao, and you'll see some of that again. Drill. This is not what I want to do real quick. So once you get me off with your other hand, you know, off of what I'm thinking, you know, then I go to. Okay, so let's get this started. Okay, so here we are doing our little hoo-bud drill, and I want to bring in an improvised, impromptu moment. So what I'm going to do is with the trapping hand, when I get down to the bottom, I'm just going to pull this to the side here, and now I'm going to throw a punch, and what he has to do is come here, right. So now he's got that there. So from the other side, again, when I trap down the bottom, I just pull this here, and I come with an attack. There you go. So now you don't let your buddy know when you're going to do this, and when you throw your punch, you throw a real punch at him. Now you may not be able to continue the hoo-bud drill, but as long as he blocks a punch, he was successful. So he wasn't too successful there, but he got the hands up and things started flowing around. So let's try that the other way. This time you try to just go slow. Here comes my punch, and try to whenever you can try to change the drill. Just stay slow like this. So whenever you want, you're going to grab my hand and pull it to the outside. So here I come, and again, that time we got back on the same fist. So we'll try it again. So there's my drill here. Now comes my punch. My punch. Whatever you want, try it again. There's my punch. Oops, I messed something up. So again, this does take some work, as you can see. I got my blocks in, but I didn't get right back on the hoo-bud. Of course, I haven't done this drill for, it seems like it's been probably 2 years almost. I didn't do this in some of my last knife classes, and just adding it today to show you how you can do this, bring this stuff in. Yes, it's probably been at least 3 years since I've actually done that drill where we automatically brought that in. So again, if you can get the block in and get back on the hoo-bud, that's right. It's something you can work on if you want. Again, it's not required. That's, this is, what do I want to say? This is, it's like an elective. It's not something that you have to go spend more time on. Like I said, I wanted Scotty to do this hoo-bud drill to get a little sensitivity going, and I wanted to do this other drill so that he started using the body more, and you're getting these pivots in and still picking stuff up and being able to throw the double punch and pick those up and get back in the fight with a little bit of improvised impromptu-ness, let's say. So anyways, now we'll look at that one-touch chai sao.